All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if the second time filming is the charm. Now, today is Franchise Frenzy Part 3s, where we show all the Part 3s in a ranking. Now, I chose 15 franchises. Let's get on with our ranking. This is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, coming in at Part 15. Now, y'all know my thoughts and feelings on this one. I don't need to drag it into the ground, but I did want to show off this edition. This is the DVD 30th Anniversary Silver Shamrock Edition. I wanted to show this because you never see it. Get this one from Scream Factory while you can, still on Hamilton Book. Number 14, we have Evil Bong 3, The Wrath of the Bong. Just not my favorite in the franchise. This was an alien film. I really just didn't dig this one as much. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 13, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Leatherface. Or is it Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3? I think it's that way. Now, this is not the Leatherface from 2017. This is the one from way back in the day. Don't be dismayed that this is at number 13, because from here on up, I love every one of these movies. At number 12, we have Wrong Turn 3, Left 4 Dead. I loved this movie. This is one of my favorites in the Wrong Turn franchise, but it has to come in somewhere, and right now, because of the strong competition that is Part 3s, it's coming in at number 12. And the same thing could be said for my number 11, Saw 3. Very strong competition, but this is a favorite of mine. Number 10, we have The Evil of Frankenstein. Really enjoyed this movie, guys. Really did. But I can't wait to get to my week 4s for this one. Number 9 is Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest. Yeah, I know. I still need to get the case out or find the case for this one. Number 8 is Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. An absolute favorite of mine in the Hellraiser franchise. Love the Pinhead backstory, and I truly love this movie. Love the CD Cenobite. I know a lot of people don't. I did. This is my introduction to Hellraiser right here. At number 7, we have Scream 3. Probably the most maligned in the series, but one of my favorites. This is the Friday the 13th from Crystal Lake to Manhattan box set. And I wanted to use this one to show my number 6 pick. Friday the 13th, Part 3, or Friday the 13th, 3D. However you want to say it, it's one hell of a movie. Jason gets his mask. It doesn't get too much better than this. This is one of my favorites in the Friday the 13th franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for my top 5, and the competition is fierce. Here we have Leprechaun 3, or as a lot of people call it, Leprechaun in Vegas. I love this movie, and I'm stoked to be able to show off this steelbook once again. Yeah, I'm kind of proud of it, honestly. We haven't got a great set from Scream Factory yet or anybody else, so I'm happy that Walmart stepped up. In at number 4 is my favorite Omen film at the moment. It does flip-flop with Part 1 quite often, but right now, my favorite is The Omen 3, The Final Conflict. Now, I will also tell you this. This movie disturbs me more than any other horror movie ever made for one particular sequence. Breaking news, folks, we have a last-minute change. Now, this was at number 2, but it has since moved back a step. Now, at number 3, we have Child's Play 3. I love this movie. Love the military school setting. I love the carnival setting in the climax of the film. You can't get much better than Child's Play 3. Now, this is the final movie in the franchise called Child's Play, at least until we get to the quote-unquote remake. And here is the movie that stepped into the number 2 spot, and it could have hit number 1 if number 1 wasn't my favorite horror sequel of all time. This is Army of Darkness. Now, this is my favorite in the Evil Dead franchise. Hands down, will never change. Don't care how good they do on any future films. This is my absolute favorite in this franchise. This one, to me, was Bruce Campbell at his best. This was the writing at its best. I love this movie. And I love this VHS. This is a pretty, I don't know how rare it is, honestly, but this is a very different one because I don't see this one around very often. And I actually have 2 copies of it. But ladies and gentlemen, for the number 1 spot, it's no surprise that it is A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. Now, this is the first horror movie I saw in theaters. This is the horror movie that haunted my dreams for decades. And I absolutely loved every nightmare. because I never had thought of them as nightmares. They were always fun to me. Am I fucked up or what? Guys, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, has my favorite kill in all of horror. It is one of my favorite horror films, and is definitely my favorite horror sequel of all time. This is BroncoJuggalo saying thank you for joining me. I hope y'all showed Leprechaun a little more love this time around. I'll be watching. Don't think I ain't watching. Shout out to everybody doing this. Big thanks to Jason. Big thanks to Joe. Peace out, y'all.